This is Carlos Vasquez from Mexico. I want to share you something what I have found some a couple of months ago. But I think that because of what is happening right now in the world, around the world, it is important to share this. And this is a good time to do what is here described in the Bible. Esther chapter 3 is describing something what happened there with the Jewish. Esther 3, chapter 3, and verse 12 says, Then were the king described called on the 13th day of the first month, and today is that day. Today, Tuesday, 7th of April 2020, in the official date for the Jewish calendar, today is this day, is the 13th of the first month, and the count there is the 5070, no 5780. That is the date in the Jewish calendar, and this is something what happened 2.5 millenniums ago, exactly this day. And this day is when the Haman is asking to write that every one of the Jewish is going to be died. Everyone. And this is happening in this day. And this same day is when Mordecai is going to visit or going to the gate of the palace, and he didn't can to come into the palace because of the law. The law was prohibiting that somebody which was really sad as he was could enter to the palace. So Esther is asking him to be to change his clothes and then to come in to talk to her. But he says no. He rejected or refused to change the clothes what he was using. So in this case, Mordecai was was refusing that, and he explained through some intermediary people to Esther or Easter to go to the king. So in this case, what is happening is that Easter is a name which is not Jewish name, which is not a Hebrew name. Her name was Hadassah. Hadassah was her name, but she used a different name, which is Easter, the same one as the god Easter, and the same name of the Eastern used for the rabbit and the eggs. Yes, this is a pagan. This is paganism. Yeah, this is paganism, and Easter was the one which was the name. And also Mordecai is a pagan name. Mordecai means the servant of Marduk. Marduk is a god. Okay, but at the end, in any of those cases, what is happening is that Esther is requesting to do something. Here in chapter 4:16 says, Go and assembly all of the Levites that are found in Shushan, and fast ye for me, and eat not, nor drink in 3 days, night and day. Also, and my ladies will fast likewise, and so will go into the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish. Here, what is happening is that Esther is saying that the law is prohibiting someone to go to the inside court where is the king. That was prohibited. That is exactly what the law says about someone going to God's, the holiest place. So every time when we listen the word king in this book, king is God. When it says the Hashverosh king, it's a Hashverosh king. But in this case, it's only saying king. So she was asking about going to the holiest place where only the one person could go, which was called by God. We need to remember that when this is happening, there was not a temple where the Jewish could go and pray to God, or no one can come to that place. But in this moment, Esther is talking about that. But the problem here is that this happened on the 13th day of this first month. Why this is a problem? This is a problem because Leviticus chapter 23rd in the verses 5 and 6 says this. In the first month, in the 14th day of the month, at the evening shall ye Passover of the Lord. What he's saying here is that in that day, in the 14th, which is the first of the 3 days, having the fast, is when the lamb is sacrificed. And the law says that everyone should eat that lamb in the night of the 15th day. So what Esther is requesting is to do a fast when the law says that there should be a dinner, which is the lamb. So this is completely opposite to what the law says. So in this case, what we are finding here is that Esther is requesting, the Queen Esther is requesting to do something which is opposite to what the law says. So in this case, what we have in mind is that the queen is requesting something which is not allowed in the law. But she's also going to do something which is not allowed, which is go to the presence of God. And here the request, or what is now happening here in Mexico and in a lot of countries, is that we are requesting to do a fast and go looking for the presence of God. Why? Because of the situation. And this is the same date when Esther Queen is requesting to do the same fast. Exactly the same day. There is no a difference in the day. And another thing, what is happening is that a lot of people is sharing Psalm 91. The reason is quite obvious. It says, "Whoso dwell in the secret of the Most High shall abide in the shadow of the Almighty." This is beautiful. And there is something else. The word which is used here for saying secret in Hebrew is the word Bester, with a B at the beginning. Bester. If we remove the B, what we have is Esther, Easter. And it is the same word which is meaning secret. And Easter, when you write that in Hebrew, is starting with Aleph, which is the first letter of the alphabet, followed by the same word, Esther. And when you say both things, Easter with Aleph at the beginning or Easter without Aleph at the beginning, the sound is exactly the same. But the difference is that Easter started with Aleph is a word which is not existing, which is not a Hebrew word. That word is not existing. But the word without the Aleph at the beginning is a word which is really existing and means a secret. So Esther is a special book in the Bible because of a lot of things. I have a series of videos talking about that in Spanish, and I want to replicate those videos in English just to let you know what I am talking about. But in general, this book is completely rare. It's completely different from the rest of the books in the Bible. Any of them. For example, this is the only one book in the entire Bible which never says the name of God or is not saying the word God. In the entire Bible, it doesn't matter if it is the Old or the New Testament or commandment. This is not a difference. This is the only one book in the entire Bible which doesn't say the name of God. So this is a really rare book. And there is a prophecy which has been hidden inside of this book. And this is what I'm talking about in the videos in Spanish. And this is really, really good because this prophecy has been done just 74 years ago. 74 years ago, this prophecy, which has been hidden inside of the book of Esther, was done. So this is really joyful and nice. But in this case, in this time, I'm talking about something what is going to happen in Mexico. Christians will do a fast. No eating or drinking, as Esther says here. And this is something what I want to share you because it is important to every one of the believers in God. Not just because of the virus, because God already gave us something really cheap, which is available for everybody, which can take care of the virus, our own body. We have generated immunity to a lot of viruses. 80% of the people in this world can receive that virus and to process the virus and generate immunity without having any symptom. Just the 20% of the people is going to generate some symptoms because of that virus. But the problem here is that no one is working. What is going to happen to the economy of the world if no one is working? If no one is generating anything? Food is going to start to lack. There is not going to have food or other important things. So at this moment, we need to be careful with this because we need to care the 20% of the population. That is the Paretos. 20% of the population needs to be inside of the house. 80% of the population has enough provided by God to produce immunity. You can be wise and also add to your body something which is capable to help you. This is simple and cheap. You can change in your mouth, here in your throat. You can simply change the I don't remember the word in English, but uh, I will remember. When you are using salt, or for example, carb, soda, you are using, if you use soda and you use, for example, salt, you can change the pH of your mouth and your throat. If you are doing that, no one virus can come and to do a house inside of you. God provided you the solution, a cheap solution since the beginning. And that's cheap. You don't need anything else. There is not medicine for helping you with this virus because it is a virus. There is no medicine for that. If it were a bacteria, then you could use maybe some antibacterial thing or some medicament to kill the bacteria. But this is a virus. There is nothing what can be done right now or in 2 months. There's no difference. In 1.5 years, maybe we will have a vaccine. I don't want the vaccine for me, but there will be a vaccine which could be used for that. But it's in 1.5 years. That is not practical. And a lot of people around the world will not be at home 1.5 years. Here in Mexico, maybe in a week, could start not eating. In a lot of countries, it's the same thing. Most of the population in the world is in the same situation. So the 80% of the population should be outside working. Only the 20% of the population needs to be inside, and we need to take care of them. But we need to be wise. Not everybody needs to be at home. And at this moment, what I'm requesting, or not requesting, but this moment I am sharing you what is going to happen in Mexico. And this is an invitation to you, which are a good believer, to do the same thing what Esther did 2.5 millenniums ago. Do a fast. This Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. 8, 9, and 10 of this month, April. This is only because the Word of God says that if 2 or 3 are agree doing something and requesting God, or not requesting, asking God something, He is going to do it. We need to be agree around the world because of this situation. Not only because of the virus, but everything which is done behind the virus. God already gave us the solution before the virus. Nothing is surprising God. God knew that, and He provided us a body which can generate immunity. First place. Second place, you can use simple soda and salt. Just changing the pH in your mouth and your throat. If you want, you can also clean your nose inside. You can wash it using soda and salt. a little piece of soda, a little piece of salt in water, which is warm water, and it is going to clean you. You don't need anything else. Your body can reject the virus, can create immunity to the virus. You don't need to be fear about that. So this is an invitation to everybody in the world to just do a fast because of this situation. Those 3 days, night and day, if you can, if your health is enough, if you can, please do a fast. Wednesday, from the night. For example, this night, tonight, start with that. This night, the next day, the next night, the next day, the next night, the next day. Please do that with us. Everybody around the globe doing this fast. This would be really good for everyone in this world. So, God bless you and thank you for listening this video, and please share this video with everybody what you can. And if you or please share this idea about doing this fast Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Please. Bless you.